Hey, how's it going, guys? DigiDestin here, and this is another pickup video, of course. I'm really excited about this one because a lot of the things that came to me this week actually came from friends and new friends of mine. It's always great when you can share this hobby and this lifestyle or passion or whatever you want to call it with other people, and it pays off essentially. You know, if you help other people, they'll help you back, and it makes the entire hobby a lot more friendly. In other words, this week has reinvigorated that sense of camaraderie in the retro gaming community or even toy collecting community. First thing I want to show you is actually just a regular retail find. It's from a company called HD Retrovision. And HD Retrovision, if you haven't heard of them, have been on a mission to create essentially component cables for your retro systems to create the highest possible video output on your either CRT TV or modern LCD, plasma, LED, or flat screen panel, whatever high definition TV you have. And so I picked up a couple cables from them. Looks like this, pretty standard. It's got green, red, and blue for the video signal, and then a red and white for the audio signal. It's got an adjustable dimmer, so you can make it brighter or dimmer. And as you can see there, it's got HD Retrovision. This one specifically is for the Genesis, so I'm going to be using it for the Genesis. I also picked up one for the Super Nintendo, as well as a couple adapters. I picked up an adapter for the PlayStation and an adapter for a Model 1 Genesis. So this cable specifically is for the Model 2 Genesis, but it requires an adapter for the Model 1. I like playing on the Model 1, so I had to pick up the adapter. I already have the Super Nintendo one set up, and I have to say it looks fantastic. I thought that the Trinitron, the Sony Trinitron that I play on, looks great with just the regular old composite, the yellow, red, and white. I thought it looks great with that, but once I plugged these in, oh my goodness, it was night and day. Like, you could see all the scan lines, you could see all the pixels. These things are the real deal. They're a little bit pricey, they're about $50 a piece, but for a great video signal, it's well worth it. I even tried this on my LED, a little bit more modern LED flat screen TV or flat panel TV, and it even made the upscaled image look pretty good. So these are pretty solid. I highly recommend them, especially if you don't want to spend any more money on like a SCART cable. But HD Retrovision, I'll leave a link in the description below, and you guys can check them out. If you want these cables, you should jump on them fast. They always sell out pretty quick, and it always takes them a while to get back in stock. So I'm really happy to have these. Next retail pickup, there was a deal going on at Target for games. It was a buy one get one 50% off, which is pretty good. And so I took the time and I took that opportunity to buy some new modern games, some games that I haven't had the opportunity to buy. One of them was actually a gift for a friend of mine, so that one's gone. But the other one is this. It's Sea of Thieves for Xbox One. This one's made by Rare, the company that made like Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, GoldenEye, 007, Perfect Dark, all those awesome games, awesome games. But Sea of Thieves is an open world game that involves pirates. So you play a pirate. You can man a ship by yourself, or you can man a crew, essentially, of 4 different pirates. You go around completing quests. You can go explore islands. You can meet other pirates and take them out with your cannonballs. It's pretty crazy. This is an online-only game, so there's no single-player campaign. It's a lot more fun when you have friends to play with, and that's the reason why I picked this up. My friends have been trying to play it, and so with Target's promotion, I decided that it would be a really great opportunity to pick up this game and give it a try. Alright, the next thing I want to show you is from a buddy of mine. He likes to collect Hot Wheels just like I do, as you can tell from this little display here. I found some Hot Wheels that he was looking for and some Hot Wheels that he was interested in, and he proposed a trade. And of course, he offered me something that I couldn't pass up on. It was a plushie based off a Nintendo character, and probably one of my favorite. I have a lot of favorite Nintendo franchises, but this is honestly, I spent so much time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears on this franchise. It's Animal Crossing, and so he offered up this villager plush for just a few Hot Wheels, and of course I said yes. I had to have them. The funny story about this is I was actually with him at a thrift store when he found this in the thrift store, and I was super jealous about it. You know, he saw it first. He was like only a few feet ahead of me when he saw it, and he grabbed it and he had to have it. Only problem with this is he's a fishing villager, obviously, but he normally has a little bobber or a little lure that I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that word, but a little bobber that goes on the bottom, either a bobber or a fish. But either way, I like the way he looks. Well worth, you know, the couple Hot Wheels that I traded for him, and he's gonna go nicely amongst the plushie collection. All right, and the next pickup is actually from a new friend of mine. So I'm part of a retro game and toy collecting group on Facebook. Every now and then we meet up as an event or a meetup or a get together, and we set up tables and we trade and sell with each other. And I happened to come across this fellow. Really cool dude. He's actually starting out with his YouTube channel, and we were talking back and forth about, you know, how we manage our channels and the content that we think up and whatnot. Although mine is fairly simple, but he had some great ideas, and I'm really looking forward to seeing his stuff. He goes by the Retro Gaming Hippie, so I'll leave a link in the description below. He's still putting out videos, he's still getting started, so definitely check out his stuff and leave some comment, leave some feedback. He'd probably really appreciate that. I'm gonna do the same. I really support what he's doing, especially if he's trying to keep this narrative alive, you know, kind of share his passions and experiences with other people. That's exactly why I'm doing it, so it's really exciting to see other people do that as well. But he had a bunch of stuff at this event, and I found something that I was interested in, and he gave me a pretty solid deal on it. It is a Super Nintendo game, but it wasn't really anything I was looking for. It was kind of one of those things you come across and you're like, oh, maybe I want that for the right price. It was the right price, and so I bought it. So it is Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run for Super Nintendo, but slightly different because it is a not for resale card. So if you look on the front, on the label, it says not for resale, right there. And then on the top, it says not for resale, demo only. Focus on the cart, not my face. There we go, almost. Either way, you can see that. This one itself is not super pricey. Like it doesn't hold a lot of value compared to some of the other not for resale games. But I just like it a lot because it has Ken Griffey Jr. on it. And you know, I'm a huge fan of him and the Mariners, so I only found it natural to try and pick this one up. Alright, and the next few pickups are from a good buddy of mine. It's also from that trade night experience, that trade night event. He always has stuff that I'm interested in. It's crazy. I'm always talking to him saying how, oh, I'm looking for this, and he tends to deal a lot in imports, and for some reason he always tends to have the things I want, which is pretty cool. But the first thing I want to show you is this right here. You probably think this is kind of weird. It's probably just like a sheet of paper or a piece of plastic or whatever. But the funny thing is, this is actually a piece of a gaming accessory / gaming console that I needed. It's for the Sega Pico. It's a learning tablet, essentially, a learning console for younger kids. It's got a little tablet-like portion of it with a stylus, and the cartridges are like storybooks. And so children or whoever's playing the game will use those cartridges and the games in themselves to learn how to read, to learn how to interact, to learn how to find stuff. And this was actually the part that goes on top of the tablet for the stylus. I got the Sega Pico from my buddy Cheshire Don, and it was missing this. This was probably close to 9 months, almost a year ago, and he was going through his stuff. He finally found it, and so he was nice enough to keep it, and when we met up next, he gave this to me. So now I'm one step closer to having a complete Pico. It's just missing the handle now. Eventually I'll find that, but I'm really excited about this because this was probably one of my main concerns when picking up that Sega Pico initially. The next thing I got from Cheshire Don, like I was mentioning before, he deals a lot in imports, and he actually happened to have an import that I was looking for. It's a Konami title, of course. Konami is probably one of my favorite publishers. It is Poppin Twinbee. Nice little vertical scrolling shoot 'em up. I haven't played a lot in the Twinbee series, but I do like Konami titles a lot. I do like shoot 'em ups. I like shmups. I've played Stinger, but I'm not very good at it. But I wanted to give this one a try because it's on, Super Famicom, the Super Nintendo. That's kind of my favorite system, and hopefully that this version I can do a little bit better than the Stinger, or the game Stinger on NES. The last thing I got from Cheshire Don is pretty huge, figuratively and literally. He just happened to stumble across this thing from a buddy of his, and he immediately thought of me. He didn't have the space for it, so he decided to trade it with me. So all this stuff that he gave me was through a trade, and I think we both left satisfied, so that's a good thing. But the thing he gave me is a nice big poster. Look at that, of Kirby Star Allies. It's huge. Yeah, it's got a slight crease in it. It's a little damaged, but that's not the way that he gave it to me. During the event, things got a little rowdy. People like to, fool around, mess around, just hang out with each other. And I think something fell on top of it, so it ended up creasing it a bit. But that's okay. I'm just happy to have it. Somehow he got his hands on this, and he knew that I was really into Kirby. He saw that I was playing Star Allies because I was really pumped for that game, and he just decided to trade this to me. He knew that I had to have it. Pretty cool. So this is just a big blown up version of the poster that I got from Emerald City Comic Con for demoing the game. But this one is like a full on promotional poster. I don't even know how I can actually share it. I keep moving it up like this because when I do try to hold it up, I can't see what I'm showing you guys. But I'm really excited about this. Hopefully I can clear up some more wall space so I can find a way to hang this, or see if I can't find a frame for it, because I'd love to frame this up. It's very cool looking. But yeah, huge props to Cheshire Don and everyone else that I worked with at the trade night. Kind of unreal how many great people you meet if you just kind of put yourself out there and be genuine about your collecting or your passions or what you're interested in, and help other people out. They'll help you out. It's just it's really rewarding when things like this happen. And those were all my pickups for this week. Pretty solid all around. Don't forget, check out some Retro Gaming Hippie videos. I'll leave a link down below. You can check them out there. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please check out some of my other videos. I got some other pickups, tips and tricks, gameplays, as well as streams. And with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next one.